Yesterday, on Valentine's Day, Prince Harry was forced to be away from his love and head to Norway with the Marines. However, there was a time when the royal pair had a romantic break of their own to the same Scandinavian country. Meghan and Harry had a mega-romantic trip to Norway back in 2017. After seeing in the new year together, the loved-up pair headed to Norway in early 2017. Harry took Meghan to Norway to see the Northern Lights, and ever since visiting the country as part of his training on his walk to the Arctic, he had vowed to return. Unable to escape media attention since going public with their relationship in 2016, the pair retreated to the secluded shoreline town called Troms in northern Norway. Their Norwegian Airbnb, Tromvik Lodge, epitomizes the definition of hygge, a Danish word meaning warmth and coziness, enjoying the company of loved ones. The shoreline town is unpopulated by a single restaurant or shop. Troms was the perfect escape to privacy. The idyllic destination draws tourists even in the coldest month of the year for its aurora borealis and whale-watching peak season. Troms is very popular with winter tourists because of the northern lights and the whales, locals described to people. You can basically go in boats to within 10 feet of a huge whale. Renting at about $376 per night or $823 for a weekend, the Tromvik Lodge features 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, sauna, and a fully equipped kitchen, though each stay comes with a 3 to 5 course meal prepared with local ingredients, inspired by Asian and Mediterranean cuisine. He sorted their flights and arranged for them to spend several nights in a glass-topped luxury teepee in the middle of nowhere so they could fall asleep under the stars. He knew that keeping the trip top secret was the priority. The Norway holiday was also action-packed. Harry and Meghan hired snowmobiles and went whale-watching and trekking in search of polar bears. It was only after the unforgettable few days had happened that the media realized it had taken place at all. The now parents-to-be traveled on a commercial airline for the trip, heading to Tromsø and then on to a lodge in the Arctic Circle. There were rumors Harry was in Norway because one of the cabin staff on the airline tweeted that he was on board, but Lynch knew how to hide the couple away and they were never found. Today, as a part of his duties as Captain General of the Royal Marines, Prince Harry went all the way to Bardufoss, Norway. Sadly, that meant he had to spend his first Valentine's Day as a married man away from his wife, Meghan Markle. But much to his surprise, the military personnel had a Meghan-themed treat in store for him. During his visit, Harry received a tour of the base, where he learned all about the specialized training that takes place there. As it's spaced 200 miles inside the Arctic Circle, it's an ideal, if harsh, environment for extreme cold weather training. When the group arrived at Quincy Shelter, a famous igloo on the base, Harry was treated to a little Valentine's Day surprise. Just watch Harry's reaction when he sees photos of him and Meghan in the igloo.
You've been busy then, yeah?
Yeah, we've been busy holding this out for a couple of days, sir, and getting it ready for the visit. This is the type of Quincy that we have with the students when they come out on course, so we build these with them. Basically what we do is we get them to design the exterior, and on the interior we have them tunnel through. We do this dome shape so that the water will drip off the sides and not onto the students. We tend not to have it quite this shape inside. Yeah. We tend to have the bedding going all the way around without the tunnel at the back here. Yeah. And we dig it through so that we got the little sticks. We check that we're not going too far when we dig, so it's structurally sound for the students. Give them a good introduction into survival night.
It's quite an accomplishment. Like once you finish this, to actually to be spending some time in it. And it's very kind of you to invite us all into your private shrine, or whatever you want to call it. So how many people do you normally have in it? You can have up to.
We've had 8 in them before with the students. We've had up to 8 people in them. Most common, yeah, 6 to 8.
And the music, is that part of it?
It's not always necessary.
It's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
The igloo had been decorated with 2 sweet photos of his and Meghan's wedding. There were even candles lit, and a romantic soundtrack to boot. When he saw them, he immediately cracked a grin, chuckling and admiring the photos. "Weirdos," he joked, though he clearly appreciated the gesture. Although he undoubtedly enjoyed seeing photos of his wife, Prince Harry surely missed spending the day with the real thing. Fortunately, on his next trip to Morocco, she'll be by his side the whole time. Prince Harry today left Duchess Meghan at home for their first Valentine's Day as a married couple as he joined troops in Norway. The Duke of Sussex is spending his first Valentine's Day as a married man in one of the planet's harshest climates, meeting British Armed Forces taking part in winter survival training inside the Arctic Circle. Harry, who travelled by charter plane, experienced the icy wilds of northern Norway as he meets British servicemen undergoing the grueling exercise Clockwork during a tour of their base on Thursday. The annual winter exercise has trained over 16,000 Royal Marines and Royal Navy sailors and airmen since 1969. Meghan, who is believed to be at home in Kensington Palace, is a self-confessed sucker for Valentine's Day, previously revealing she wakes up every February 14th waiting with bated breath to be dipped into a kiss. The Duke, who is due to become a father for the first time in late April or early May, was met with temperatures just over freezing point when he arrived at the Bardufoss Air Station, 200 miles, 322 kilometers, within the Arctic Circle. Harry's trip marks the 50th anniversary of Commando Helicopter Force and Joint Helicopter Command deploying to the remote base. There, military personnel are taught how to survive, operate and fight in the sub-zero conditions, as well as gaining experience of operating aircraft in severe cold weather and mountainous environments. The multinational exercise, hosted by the Norwegian Armed Forces, comprises environmental flying qualifications, cold weather survival, and snow and ice driving courses. Harry, in his role as Captain General Royal Marines, will meet some of the 1,000 military personnel living and training at the base. The Duke will also see field tents, snow vehicles and a Quincy shelter, a makeshift shelter built of snow in which the elite forces are able to camp. Harry was appointed Captain General Royal Marines in December 2017, taking over the role from his grandfather the Duke of Edinburgh, who held the appointment for 64 years. The Duke already has experience of colder climates, facing temperatures as low as 35°C on charity expeditions. Harry took part in treks to the North Pole in 2011 and South Pole in 2013 with Walking with the Wounded. Lieutenant Colonel David West, officer commanding Exercise Clockwork, said, "We are celebrating 50 years of Exercise Clockwork today and are honored to be able to welcome the Captain General of the Royal Marines to Bardufoss to mark the occasion." He added, "Harry is used to rigors of harsh climates and so will fully understand the dangers of trying to live and operate in such an extreme environment." Clockwork continues to deliver vital training for our people. It provides essential experience in flying and surviving in the extreme cold hundreds of miles inside the Arctic Circle. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex attended a screening of The Wider Earth at the Natural History Museum last night, which is a production supporting the royals' work on behalf of protecting forests across the world. The 37-year-old has been photographed cradling her growing baby bump in recent months, but appeared to hold back on the cradling. Body language expert Judy James said this was the first public appearance since her pregnancy was announced where Meghan didn't cup, stroke and cradle her bump. This has previously been used as a social announcement gesture, pinning her pregnancy right up there on the top of the list of topics to be aware of and to talk to her about, as well as being useful to keep a running dialogue with the baby itself via some loving fingertip touches. Ms. James said she believes the Duchess' lack of cradling is a deliberate act and could show a renewed confidence. She said, "Her decision to drop these rituals looks deliberate. There are a couple of times when we can see her perform a truncated gesture, when her left hand rises towards her bump in a bid to cradle it, but she appears to self-correct and drop her hand down to her side instead. This could, sadly, suggest she's reacting to criticism on social media. If this is happening and she's beginning to lose some of her spontaneously tactile traits to become overly self-aware and sensitive to irrelevant feedback, the worry is that she could be privately struggling with the problems with her father too. However, as a conscious intentional gesture, it could also suggest a desire to drop her arms in more of a marching style to signal renewed confidence. When she did touch her bump, it was to place her hand on the top of it, which is a commonly used protective gesture, rather than the display gestures she has been using so far. The leaked letters from Thomas Markle comes at the same time as Hollywood actor George Clooney has claimed that Meghan is being vilified by the media, even comparing her struggles to those of Princess Diana. Body language experts have previously said that it is completely natural and therapeutic for mothers to cradle their baby bumps.